You've probably heard the advice, maybe from a coach, a parent, or a friend after a tough breakup. You just have to be stoic about it. And what picture does that paint in your mind? A stone-faced soldier, unblinking in the face of pain? A businessman, cold and unfeeling, making ruthless decisions? A person who simply doesn't feel? What if I told you that you, and most of the modern world, have fundamentally misunderstood that word? What if Stoicism isn't about suppressing your emotions, but about mastering them? What if it's not a philosophy of emotional emptiness, but one of profound emotional clarity? This isn't just a semantic debate. It's the difference between being a rock and being a skilled sailor. The rock doesn't feel the storm, true, but it also can't navigate. It can't choose its direction. It just endures. The sailor, on the other hand, feels every wave, every shift in the wind. He is acutely aware of the storm's power. But he has a craft. He has a rudder. He has a map. He uses the storm itself to find his way. Stoicism is that craft, and today we're going to learn how to sail. So where did this myth of the emotionless Stoic come from? It's a caricature, a reduction of something profound into something simple. We see someone like Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world, writing in his private journal, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." And we think, he's just shutting it all out. But let's read that again. You have power over your mind, not you have the power to eliminate your mind. He's talking about a dynamic, active relationship with his own internal world. He's not denying the existence of the emotion, he's asserting his ability to work with it. The ancient Stoics weren't advocating for numbness. They were obsessed with living a life of virtue and reason. And they observed that raw, unchecked emotion, what they called passions or pathos, was like a tyrant hijacking the command center of your soul. Anger clouds judgment. Fear paralyzes action. Greed corrupts relationships. Envy poisons happiness. Their goal wasn't to feel nothing. It was to prevent these destructive passions from steering the ship. The ideal state was apatheia. Now hear that word apathy, and our modern ears go deaf. We think it means not caring. But in its original Greek, apatheia means without suffering. It means freedom from the destructive, compulsive emotions that cause us and others to suffer. It's the state of the sailor, not the rock. Think of Epictetus. This man was born a slave, crippled by his master, and lived in profound physical pain. If anyone had a right to be consumed by rage and self-pity, it was him. Yet he taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. He wasn't saying, don't feel the pain of your broken leg or the injustice of your slavery. He was saying, the pain and the injustice are facts. Your judgment about those facts, your rage, your despair, that is your choice. That is where your power lies. This is the first and most critical insight. Stoicism begins with a simple but radical distinction. There is what happens, and there is the story we tell ourselves about what happens. And the space between that event and that story, that is where your freedom resides. So, if Stoicism isn't suppression, what is it? It's a practice, a daily workout for your mind. The Stoics developed 3 core disciplines to build this emotional resilience. Let's break them down. First, the discipline of perception, or judgment. This is about seeing the world clearly without the toxic filter of our automatic judgments. Marcus Aurelius called it stripping away the legend that encrusts things. Here's a modern example. Your boss sends you a terse, one-line email. See me in my office at 3 p.m. The event is the email. The automatic, unchecked story? Oh God, what did I do wrong? I'm in trouble. The project is failing. I'm gonna get fired. Your heart starts racing, your palms sweat. You've spent the next 4 hours in a state of pure anxiety. The Stoic practice? To pause and strip the legend. The event is simply a meeting has been scheduled for 3 p.m. That's it. It could be about a promotion. It could be to ask for your opinion. It could be to wish you a happy birthday. By applying this discipline, you refuse to suffer for 4 hours over a story you invented. You feel the initial jolt of anxiety, that's the wave, but you don't let it capsize your boat. You wait for the facts. Second, the discipline of action, or will. This is about acting with virtue even when your emotions are pulling you in a different direction. It's about aligning your actions with your principles, not your temporary feelings. Let's take a relationship example. Your partner says something that really stings. The raw, emotional, unchecked response is to lash out, to say something even worse to hurt them back, to win the argument. The Stoic asks, what is the virtuous action here? Is it kindness? Is it justice? Is it patience? It might be to say, what you said hurt me. Can we talk about why you said that? That requires courage. It's far easier to scream or to shut down. The discipline of action is the rudder that keeps you moving toward your goal of a healthy relationship, even when the winds of anger are blowing. The third discipline, the discipline of assent or acceptance. This is the practice of calmly and clearly accepting the things that are outside your control. This is the famous serenity prayer, thousands of years before it was written. Epictetus opens his entire philosophy with this. Some things are within our control and some things are not. Our opinions, our impulses, our desires, our aversions, these are within our control. Our body, our property, our reputation, our political office, these are not. Modern parallel? Social media. You post a carefully crafted opinion. Someone leaves a nasty, unfair comment. The unchecked response? To obsess, to reply with a novel defending yourself, to get into a days-long flame war that ruins your mood. The Stoic practice? You control crafting your post with integrity. You do not control the reactions of others. The comment is an external. To fight against it, to be outraged by it, is like being outraged by the rain. You can acknowledge it, that is a nasty comment, and then you can let it pass, because it has no real power over your character or your virtue. You accept the external world as it is, not as you demand it to be. This all sounds great in theory, but how does it hold up against the unique chaos of the 21st century? Let's put this ancient craft to the test in 3 modern storms. Storm 1, the political and social media circus. We are drowning in outrage. Algorithms are designed to feed us content that triggers our anger and fear, because that's what keeps us engaged. We see a headline, a tweet, a soundbite, and we are immediately propelled into a tribal emotional frenzy. The Stoic response? Pause. Apply the discipline of perception. Strip the legend. Is this headline designed to make me angry? Is it presenting the full story? What are the facts, separate from the inflammatory language? Then, apply the discipline of assent. I control my own vote, my own conversations, my own small acts of citizenship. I do not control the 24-hour news cycle, the tweets of politicians, or the opinions of strangers online. To spend my energy raging against these externals is to hand over the reins of my soul to an algorithm. It is the ultimate disempowerment. Storm 2, the anxiety of modern work and comparison. We live in a world of highlight reels. LinkedIn, Instagram, they are curated museums of everyone else's success. This breeds a deep-seated anxiety, a feeling that we are falling behind, that we are not enough. The Stoic antidote? Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one.
The Stoic focuses on their own character and their own effort, the things they can control. Did I do my best work today? Did I act with integrity? Did I learn something new? Comparing your behind-the-scenes struggle to someone else's highlight reel is a recipe for misery. The Stoic define success internally by their virtue, not externally by their title or their number of followers. Storm 3. The complexity of relationships. From dating apps to family group chats, our relationships are more complex and fraught than ever. We feel disrespected, ignored, unappreciated. Here, Stoicism teaches profound emotional intelligence. When a friend cancels plans, the automatic story is, they don't value me. The Stoic practice is to challenge that. Maybe they're overwhelmed. Maybe something came up. I control my reaction. I can choose to be understanding. I can communicate my feelings without accusation. I was looking forward to seeing you. Is everything okay? This approach de-escalates conflict and builds trust. It's not passive, it's powerfully proactive. You become the stable point in the chaos of human interaction. So, how do you move from understanding this to living it? You don't become a sailor by reading a book. You become one by getting on the boat every single day. Here are 3 practical, actionable exercises. The evening review. This was a practice Seneca wrote about. At the end of each day, ask yourself 3 questions. Where did I let my emotions control me today? When did I act against my virtues? And what could I do better tomorrow? This isn't about self-flagellation. It's a debrief. It's the sailor looking at his charts after the journey, noting where he went off course so he can navigate better next time. Just 5 minutes of this honest reflection before bed can rewire your emotional responses over time. Practice negative visualization, or premeditatio malorum. This sounds morbid, but it's incredibly liberating. Briefly and calmly, contemplate the loss of the things you take for granted: your health, your job, your loved ones. By imagining their loss, you strip away the assumption that they will always be there. And in doing so, you awaken a profound gratitude for their presence right now. You stop taking your partner for granted. You feel a genuine appreciation for your morning coffee, for the roof over your head. It immunizes you against the despair of actual loss, because you have already visited the idea with a calm mind. The third is the "is this within my control" filter. Make this your mantra for every moment of stress or anxiety. Your heart starts pounding before a big presentation. Ask, is my pounding heart within my control? Not really. Is the final outcome within my control? Not entirely. What is within my control? My preparation, my effort, my focus on delivering the material as clearly as I can. Immediately, your focus shifts from the terrifying externals to the manageable internals. Your energy has a direction. You regain your agency. The Stoics had a beautiful word for someone on this path: a prokopton, a person who is progressing. Not a sage, not a perfect being of pure logic, but a flawed human being who is actively trying to be better today than they were yesterday. This is the true, modern meaning of Stoicism. It is not a destination of emotional void. It is the path of the prokopton. It is the commitment to feel the full spectrum of human emotion: the grief, the joy, the anger, the love, but to not be enslaved by any of them. It is the strength to feel the sting of an insult, but not to be defined by it. It is the courage to feel the pang of fear, but to act with integrity anyway. It is the wisdom to feel the pull of desire, but to question whether it serves your greater good. You are not a rock. You were never meant to be. You are a human being, with a heart that feels and a mind that can choose. Stoicism is the craft given to you by some of the wisest minds in history. It's time to stop enduring the storm and to start learning how to sail. The water is waiting.